All right, everybody, we're here with Chad Appleton with Compass Mortgage.
Hey,
Chad,
what's
thanks
going
for
on,
joining
Jeremy?
us.
Yeah, hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. All right, well, let's get rolling.
Okay.
Start it out.
I'm going first here, huh?
You got it.
Oh, it doesn't have anything on it.
Yeah.
I'm safe.
You're safe.
Oh,
well,
no,
now you
you're
got to
gonna ask me a
answer.
question.
I get to ask you a question.
Okay.
All right, so I think I know this answer, but I wasn't 100% certain. Did you grow up in Idaho or was it Missouri?
Missouri. So
give me your like when were you in Idaho? I know you.
yeah, so we were in Idaho from March of 14 till November of 16.
Okay, so only there for a couple of years. Okay.
Yeah. So before that, Springfield, Missouri area, started there, born and raised there, met Amber there. Both the boys.
Family is still there.
Yep, families mainly there. Boys were born in Missouri. And then with T-Mobile relocated to Idaho, and then T-Mobile brought us here
Gotcha.
7.5 years ago.
It's crazy. It's been
Yeah.
7.5
Oh,
years.
it just flies by.
I know.
That's when I met you playing basketball with Michael.
I know. I think it was yesterday
Pretty crazy.
that one guy was yelling at you guys. I'm not gonna talk about that. That basketball practice.
Yeah. I remember that.
All right. So I know you were big into athletics growing up. What sports did you play while you were growing up?
Yeah, I mean, my two main sports were soccer and tennis.
I didn't realize it was tennis.
Yeah.
I was thinking you played something else.
Nope. So played soccer, ran a little cross country in middle school, played baseball earlier in life until I got to high school, and then I stopped playing in high school. Played soccer, had multiple scholarships, hurt my knee, also was into a girl. So, it kind of like changes perspective on what you want to do.
Yeah.
And then my junior year got into tennis and played tennis my junior and
How's your
senior
tennis game these days?
year. It's not good.
How's your pickleball game?
Pickleball's pretty good. You play pickleball?
Skip said.
Oh, Skip says he plays all the time.
Yeah, I would love to see you guys play.
Yeah,
can we record that? if you
Yes,
guys
let's
play
do
each
it.
other?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That
But
would
you
be
got to play
awesome.
too.
Yeah, we got.
You gotta play doubles.
Me and you against Simmons.
Yeah.
Well, maybe like me and Skip against you.
Compass versus Holt Insurance.
Yeah, well, we may have to see how the game goes, and then we'll see if we need to mix it up. I have a feeling the Skip is probably very intense.
Yeah.
On this pickleball game.
Yeah, but I am too.
I'll
give you a story.
We got to do
First
it.
time I ever played, I was in Wichita, and we went to this event, and it was at this bar, restaurant, and they had like 15 or 20 pickleball courts. Never played before. I didn't talk to anybody. I played pickleball for 5 hours. I think we lost one match.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I was with a group of friends on last Friday night over at Stevens Valley. We live over in West Nashville, and it was the same thing. There were like 10 of us there.
Yeah.
But it was me and Brian, the other dad, and we fought on the court the whole night.
It's so much fun.
I've only played like a couple times, and Michael was running his mouth last time we played, and he's like, I'm the best pickleball player around. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I was like, I'm gonna take him down, and he beat my ass. And I was just like went away in shame, and I was like, I stink. All right, it's your turn.
Okay.
Oh, and I wanted to go ahead. You can go, but
What I find is interesting is I take one out and you ask me a question. You take one out and you still ask me a question.
You can ask me questions
where does
if
it
you
come
want.
that I get to ask you a question?
Well, nobody wants to hear about me. It's all about you, Chad.
Come on.
So, as far as sports, what type of life lessons did you take from sports into your after school life? Like, I don't know. I mean, like after high school, college. Like, how do you apply it to the world after that?
Yeah, I mean, just right off the top of my head, I'd say 3 things. One, when you're really tight with the team, it's a family. And that means you always got each other's back, right? And I absolutely carried that forward, one, in home life, but also being in leadership roles in the past. It was always about, hey, my kind of motto was stronger together. So what do you do to always bring people in? So that was definitely a lesson. I'd say the second thing was discipline. Like, you got to be disciplined. If you want to go win and you want to be the best at what you're doing and you want to truly help people, you don't wake up every day being motivated. But if you're disciplined enough to get out of bed, whatever, to go to the gym or to go meet as many people as you can and help as many people as you can, it's pretty big.
Yeah.
I had a third that immediately came to mind, and now I just went blank. But I said family. I guess I would just say teamwork. One of the things that I learned early on is in a leadership role, you don't want to be up here. Right? And so, like, even when I worked at T-Mobile, my office was on the floor. Like, I didn't want to sit in an office. I sat in an open area without an office because I'm like, if you need me, come talk to me. We're just people. And so really bringing yourself down to that level to show that, hey, I'm just a normal person. Same thing in the insurance business, same thing in the mortgage business. Like, at the end of the day, we're just people. And how do you just go treat people with respect and kindness and help them? And, you know, whether it's insurance business or mortgage business, help them with their needs. It's that simple. I mean, I think hopefully everybody understands common sense. You just be nice to people.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense, man.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's kind of wobbling there a little bit.
Nah, I like to keep it interesting. All right. You want to ask me a question? All right, I'll ask you a question. All right, I got a list. I cheated. So yeah, my next question was about T-Mobile. So
yeah,
obviously you worked at T-Mobile for a long time, and I saw we've been around each other a lot the last couple of years, and I see how much you were dedicated to that company and that position.
Yeah,
and you really worked very, very hard for them. I know I saw that firsthand. What would you say is like some of the lessons that you learned from working there? Like, what can you take and move forward with that?
Yeah, it's interesting. I went to dinner with somebody that used to work for me at T-Mobile last night, and then I was talking to somebody today that actually promoted into my role when I left the call center world. And so last night we were talking about people, and today the Tiffany that took my spot, she was like, you know what, I had to remember why you did what you did, which was you always took care of the people. Because you got to take care of the people. They're your team, right? And so if you take care of the people, then when you need to go ask to do something more difficult, or you got to go ask for something to change, you've influenced them because they believe in you, they trust you, they know that you've got their best interest in mind. And again, that's why I think it's such a perfect fit. Again, whether it's insurance, whether it's mortgage business, if your focus is on people, one, super rewarding, right? But helping people achieve their dreams, have big moments in their life is so much fun. And to be a part of that and hopefully capture that for them to where they can share those memories further down the road is super rewarding. I mean, I have people, you saw my video on Facebook the other day. I mean, I've had so many people that have texted me and just, hey, really appreciate you always having my back and the influence that you had and the impact that you had. And again, that's only because I focused on the people.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Is it my turn? No, it's your turn.
No, it's my turn. Okay, we're going to make this interesting. I hear this has never fell over in one of your videos before.
You're going to take that one out?
Maybe. No, I can't take that.
Yeah, I was about to say that one's going to go.
We need to make
that would be interesting.
We need to make this interesting.
You pick it up a little bit?
Yeah.
All right, so my next question was, obviously you mentioned, I mean, I think their family is important to them, but I know that you have a really big heart and care a ton about your family and put them at the first of everything.
Yeah.
And so I was going to point out that, recently you've gotten some tattoos and things. But
I have.
What is your most recent tattoo?
Yeah.
And the meaning behind it, and just kind of talk about some of your tattoos.
Yeah. No. So look, I don't
just
care
give us
to share.
a little. Give us a little.
I don't care to share that I'm 43, and I started getting tattoos 2 years ago next month. Maybe it's a midlife crisis. I don't know. But everybody says, hey, once you get one, they're addicting, right? And so I remember getting my first one. I'm like, put it on my shoulder. That way, if I want people to see it, I can have my shirt off. But if I don't want them to see it, and literally after I got the first one, I'm like, well, why would you get tattoos that are meaningful?
Right.
And
no
people not be able to see them, right? And so it absolutely is an addiction. It's a lot of fun. I'll tell you a couple that I recently got that I really like.
I haven't even seen that one.
Yeah,
since last time we met, you were having the tattoo artist had to postpone.
Had to bail on me. Yeah. So really cool, we talked about where I'm from, right? So roots are in Missouri. Moved out to Idaho, right? So the trees are in the shape of Idaho, and then the tri-stars for Tennessee.
That's cool.
So that's a pretty new one in the last few months. Bryston and I actually got one not too long ago. Probably got to turn my arm this way. It is our family coat of arms, and my.
Where did he put his?
He put his on right here.
Okay.
But
is that his first one?
It's the second one.
Okay.
So funny story. When he was 17, we took him to Kentucky and let him get one because in Tennessee you have to be 18. So we went to Kentucky. He got a Bible
They're
verse on
crazy.
the inside of his arm. But he got this same one, and my grandparents had the documents that said, hey, here's your lineage from England, had all the information regarding it, and had the logo. So we got the logo. I recently got the newest kind of ones would be these two. So these are both of my grandfathers that both served in the Army and Navy. And so it's got their name, date that they passed away. And then one of Amber's grandfathers served as well. And so got one for him.
It's awesome.
And then you know Wyatt.
I haven't seen Wyatt's.
Yeah, Wyatt, I call him kind of the speed demon. He's always out there
That's cool.
running and hustling. So it's kind of like this robotic kind of guy falling apart because of speed. And then I've got Bryson up here for Lindenwood Rugby since he's going and playing college ball there. So yeah, and if you can't see everything going up, but I've got praying hands back here and across.
Man, you've gotten a lot since the last time I saw it.
Yeah.
That all of this is new on
Yeah.
your forearm.
Yeah, so I'm calling
most
the
of
arm.
it.
I'm calling the arm done.
I think it's awesome, man.
I appreciate
It
it.
looks
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe I'll get more.
good. Yeah.
I kind of have some ideas.
I hope
so
I get
we'll
on
see.
your body at some point.
Well, that seems
Did that
awkward.
come across right?
Why don't you get a tattoo? I'm trying to get my dad to get a tattoo. Actually,
I mean, probably the reason you didn't get me until 2 years ago. I always thought, I think they're great. I think they're cool. Like, and there's certain ones. There's some that I see that I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think yours are really cool, and especially if it's something that means something to
Yeah.
you. To me, it's just like I haven't figured out what I'd want to put on there, or
Yeah.
like. And then also, like, I really love the idea of having like a lot of them in one area, like a sleeve or whatever. That I'm like, I don't know if I have enough stuff I would want to put on there.
yeah,
But
it takes time, right?
yeah.
So like I didn't know exactly. I knew at first I wanted a cross. That was kind of like my starting place, a cross with like angel wings behind it, and then I just kind of started figuring things out from there, and that's why it took me 2 years to get it fully done.
It's awesome. I love it.
But you should do it. Hey, and I'll tell you this: half the time I fall asleep.
Really.
Yeah.
What's the most painful one you've had? Where was it?
Elbow probably didn't feel great.
I bet the inside of the arm didn't feel great for Bryson either. He
Yeah,
doesn't
this
feel,
part's not too
does
bad.
he not feel pain at this point?
No, he does. This part's not too bad. This part's not good either.
Yeah.
Up in here.
Oh boy. I'm trying to get the thing back on there. Shaky hands. All right, so
Making me nervous.
I'm getting nervous. So I think I heard this correctly recently. It wasn't just a marathon you ran, but an ultra marathon, right?
Yeah.
So obviously that's an awesome feat.
Yeah.
And I know you are very driven when you put your mind to something. My question was, what I think is really cool is the inner dialogue when you're doing something like that. Like how did you control that? Like what is that for you? Because obviously like the feat itself is amazing, but it's a mental thing probably as much or more than it is a physical thing. And so like, how did you control your mind during that?
Yeah, so I would tell you,
How far was it first off?
the one I did in December was 33 miles.
Okay.
I will tell you, yes, you have to train, right? If you're going to go run long distance, you have to train. So let's just say you're in good shape and you're ready to go run. But I would tell you 75, 80% of it is right here. Because your body tells you to shut down. Back when I was in really good shape and running all the time and I was doing ultra marathons, I did 100-miler, those kind of things. Even in this 33-miler, it was the longest I'd ran in 10 years. And I was on it the first 17 miles. Ahead of my time, I'm like, oh, I got it. The next 10 miles were terrible. My whole body was hurting. But in those moments, you just got to tell yourself, like, okay, your body's telling you that you're hurting. But if you can tell yourself you can still go, you can keep running, you can fight through it. And I literally just tell myself, I'm not going to walk. Unless I'm stopping to get water, I will not walk. And you just got to tell yourself that. And, eventually you come out of it. And so let's call it 10 miles in or 17 miles in was great. Next 8, 9, 10 was terrible. The last 5, 6, 7 were fantastic. And I was running fast again.
Do you ever get to a point where you get to like a meditative state where you're like just going? Or is it constantly like one step, like, oh my God, this hurts, this hurts, this hurts? Or I mean, what is it when you're getting that far? Because I've never run more than like 7 miles. And that 7-mile run I did, I was like, every step I was like, how much further? How much further? How much? It's like,
Yeah.
like what do you do when you have 10 miles left? I mean,
Yeah,
do you just try to like concentrate on your breath? Do you concentrate? What are you doing?
It's kind of a combination of things. So I might change the kind of music I'm listening to. Sometimes I'll even change to like a podcast where I'm hearing somebody talk instead of music. Sometimes I'll change the music because I'm like, okay, I need something with a really good beat that I'm like, okay, I'm running kind of to the beat to keep you going. I think we've all probably grown up just hearing, hey, the importance of positive self-talk. And I literally will tell myself, you got this, you got this, you got this. The other big thing that's really helpful for me is when you're in a race like that, there's a lot of people running. And you cross people that are doing way worse than you, right? And so slowing down for a moment, just to be like, you got this, Jeremy. Come on, we're almost done. We only got 10 more miles. You can do this. And on this particular course, it was a 3-mile loop. So you're passing these same people sometimes over and over again, or the loop you're passing this way. And again, just taking time to go from one side of the road to the other side to say, come on, man, you got this. High-fiving them, fist pumping them. Hey, don't give up. Doing that kind of stuff then picks me up at the same time by trying to inspire other people to fight through it.
I think it's awesome you can do it, man. Not everybody's accomplished those things.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I think
thank you.
Cool.
Yeah.
So now it's your turn to get after it.
We're going this one. We're going to try to get this thing on the middle here.
Oh.
Uh-oh, it's turning.
Oh.
Okay, we'll put this one over here to maybe counter.
I have a lot of questions left. We got to get going.
Oh, well, okay.
We gotta
Well,
turn
maybe I'm
sideways.
talking too much, so I'll go faster.
No, you're fine. No, you're totally fine. So we obviously have been working together in the Ravenwood community in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And Chad has been president of the Ravenwood Athletic Club and has done an absolutely wonderful job. What does Ravenwood mean to you? Like, what is that relationship? You've put a lot of sweat and effort into Ravenwood, and what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, I can't take all credit. You put a lot of sweat into it.
Well,
too.
no, I'm just saying. I mean, well, obviously, what we accomplished in getting the board up with the stadium has been awesome. But just in general, like the being part of the Ravenwood community, like for you, like what does that mean? Having Bryson going through football, having Wyatt doing or football and rugby, having Wyatt do football and rugby now, like. What does it mean to you? Like when they're finished, or when Wyatt's finished in a couple of years, what are you going to look back and think about on Ravenwood?
Yeah, I think you said the word, which is community. I absolutely see Ravenwood as a community. You know, football coach Will Hester, he talks a lot about it takes a village, and you know, you've been around helping out soccer, football, baseball. You know that there's a lot of volunteer opportunities. And so when you invest a lot of time giving back, you absolutely feel like you're having an impact on the community. One, spectators are coming or having a better experience. Sponsors are having a good experience. But more importantly, the kiddos are having a great experience because they just have to show up and everything's kind of ready for them. Right?
What drives you to take that extra step, though? Because I feel like what you've done compared to even, and I'll just say this selfishly, like to me, is I'm there, I show up for the meetings, I do my thing, and then I kind of go and back to my real world.
Yeah.
You're taking an extra step and you're going the extra mile and you're showing up for things. You put a ton of effort into getting the scoreboard into the stadium. You put a ton of effort into doing extra things in the football field that nobody sees you doing.
Yeah.
Like what drives you to do that?
If not me, who? That's kind of like how I look at it. You know, volunteering for probably the last, well, since the kids were little, whether that was coaching, helping coach, helping set up fields, whatever it might be, there's always an opportunity to get more people to volunteer. And so I always just kind of feel like, hey, there's people that are counting on you to do this. And if you don't do it, how's it going to get done?
Well, as far as like a scoreboard, was there a part of you that thought like, I can do that? I can get that done.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas everybody else is like, we can't, like, we've been struggling to get it for a long time. And you thought, you know, I can do it.
Yeah.
Like, and, you know, maybe there's, like, maybe you don't realize that, but that's special. You know, that's something different. Like, people don't, not everybody's that way.
Yeah.
And so for you to, you know, give yourself some credit for that. You know, maybe you
thank
do, but you should.
That was teamwork, but, you know, if people are familiar with Strength Finder at all, like my top strength is positivity. And sometimes that's a fault because everybody's like, oh, you know, I see the glass half full. No, I normally see it overflowing. And it's not always that way, right?
Yeah.
But if I go through life seeing that, then when hard times happen or hard things come your way, you're already positioned to be in a positive mindset to say, okay, like, can't expect things to be perfect. but we're going to get through it. And then how do we go do it? And then discipline is one of my other strengths. And so it just comes down to mindset. If you put your mind to it, you can do it. It's not going to be easy. Nothing's easy. And I do think things such as running and working out, cold plunging, I cold plunge, like those kind of things I think truly help you from a
build that
discipline
muscle,
perspective.
right?
Yeah. And
build that
again, you don't
muscle.
wake up every day wanting to go do something, but
But you can get your mind to do it, right?
correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. If you're taking that one, I'm taking another side of that one because we're going to try to.
Looks like I'm gonna be getting the second one out here. All right.
I do just want to state for the record how unfair it is that I'm getting asked all the questions, but that's okay.
I gave you the opportunity.
I'm kidding.
All right, so I may not get through all these. I have to pick out the good ones. But so we've already hit on this, but from what I've got to, we've known each other for 6 or 7 years,
Yeah.
and but just to be able to be around you for the last couple of years on the Ravenwood Athletic Club board, I really truly believe you're one of the hardest working and driven people I know.
Oh, thank you.
And I know I've said something like that to you before, but I honestly feel that way.
I don't want to get emotional.
Yeah, well, I do. That would make it even better. But where did it come from for you? Like, is it something that was came from a childhood, or like where did it come from?
Yep.
Like the hard work, the drive, it doesn't just get out of nowhere. How'd you come about with that?
My parents, 100%. So my mom started a job with a CPA firm at the time called Baird, Kurtz & Dobson. Recently, they changed names. She worked for them for 55 years.
Wow.
First job, last job. And retired in August a couple of years ago. And she'd leave the house at 5:30 in the morning every day. It didn't matter. She had a front-wheel drive car. It didn't matter if there was 8 inches of snow on the ground and our roads hadn't been plowed. She would drive through it. Like, she was just that dedicated to go to work. She also never missed an event. I can tell you with 100% certainty, if I had a game, she was at my game. It didn't matter if it was 5 minutes down the road or 4 hours away. She was at my game. So learned a lot from her. And then my dad owned his own business, initially building houses and then doing home repair and remodeling. And at a young age, I started working with him and learning a lot of these things. And he had to go through a lot of personal stuff too. One, in childhood, two, as he was growing up and things that he had to battle through. But you know what? He got up every day. He went and did his job. He worked very, very hard. He was committed to saying, hey, if I'm building something for somebody or I'm doing something for somebody, one, I'll beat anybody's price. And two, it'll look better than anybody else can do it. So he just kind of had this excellence about him. And he took a lot of pride in his work. And so those two kind of combined absolutely instilled so much in me on who I am today.
Well, your parents did a good job.
They did do a good job. Great job. And you know what the best part is? I feel like I've learned so much from them. I'll use going to events. Like, unless I'm traveling and I just can't be somewhere, I will not miss an event.
Right.
If Bryston's playing in a college match 6 hours from here, we'll be there.
Yeah.
100%.
Even if the game was canceled.
Even if the game gets canceled, that did happen. Yeah. So again, my parents definitely helped.
That's
instill
awesome,
all that
man.
in me. Yeah.
All right. Let's see what you got.
Okay, I'm taking. Taking this other middle one here. No, I'm not. That will not work. Nope. That
Maybe
won't
able
work.
to poke out one of the higher ones. I can give you a cheat one if you want a cheat one.
What? No. I'm cheating a little bit though because I'm holding it up because I don't want to fall this yet.
All right. So, why'd you decide on the mortgage business?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Actually, there's a very simple answer, but just to give the background a little bit, we talked about T-Mobile, right? I grew so much working at T-Mobile. Better person, better leader. Learn the importance of really taking care of people, because a lot of times in that role, you have people that are coming in, it's like maybe one of their first serious jobs. And how do you help mold them, reach their career and life aspirations, and then watch them promote? Like, it's so rewarding. But in September, they centralized some teams and they asked me to relocate to Texas. And I'm like, I just can't, not with Bryson going to school, Wyatt being a sophomore, just bad timing. And then obviously, Skip Brown. Skip's been talking to me for a while about, hey, maybe you should come try this out. And, prayed about it for a while, thought, maybe this is an opportunity to try something new, maybe get out of the corporate world. But more importantly, what's more fun than help people? You talk about having a big heart. I have a big heart. So whether it's somebody going and buying their first home, like you remember buying your first house, like it was this incredible experience. And I want to pride myself on being there and getting pictures of them when they're getting their keys. Like that sounds like so much fun and so rewarding. Or you know what? Maybe somebody's going through a tough time and they need to refinance or they need to do a home equity line of credit. Again, you're helping them. Maybe they're later in life and they need to downsize. And they're really kind of thinking more futuristic now. Again, that's exciting, helping people with whatever their passion or goal might be for what they're trying to accomplish at that time. And the reality is you get to talk to people and just be yourself, get to know people and find out what the best thing is to help them. And guess what? Sometimes you might not be able to help them, but hopefully you can give them advice that helps them further down the road. And maybe when they do eventually need help and they're in a better place, then maybe they'll come back to you. And you can help make sure that you can take care of them. So again, that people side of it is a lot of fun.
Gotcha. So I know you mentioned Skip, but like having Skip as a mentor through getting started in this process, how has that been? And I guess what are your thoughts on that so far?
Yeah, it's invaluable. To have somebody that's been in the industry for 22 plus years, it's been wildly successful, similar, has a big heart for people. He's in it for the right reasons. He wants to take care of people, help people achieve their dreams, and just his knowledge and skill set. He was helping me out on some stuff yesterday. I'd have been calling a whole bunch of people trying to figure out some stuff and sound like, hey, Skip, So, I'm not sure that I would have felt as much at ease of coming into it if I didn't have Skip around.
Yeah, I guess Skip,
right?
yeah.
If I was... if
just
I was
joining
just
some
at
random
home,
mortgage company,
and I was working from home or something.
Yeah.
So to have the opportunity to learn from him is incredible.
Yeah, I agree. We love Skip. We love our Skipper. This is the one I was going to cheat on. It's going to let me cheat.
Oh, it's not even going to let you cheat, is it?
Oh, this may not be. That may not work.
You know what I should do is just when you go to pull that, I just
I know.
kick this with my toe over here.
I'm just moving stuff around here. Sorry. All right. Oh,
Wow.
is that going to go?
No, you're good. You got
sure?
it. Yeah.
Just leaning a little bit. All right. So, what are your goals in the mortgage business? Have you been able to set that yet? As far as like what you'd like to move towards, like you set goals for a year, 5 years, 10 years. I mean, what are you looking at?
Yeah, work in progress. I honestly don't see myself leaving it. Even in the short time that I've been doing it and the people that I've been connecting with that are like, yes, I need help. Yes, I need to go buy a house. Can you help me? And just learning about their goals and why they're wanting to buy a house or refinance or downsize, those types of things, is so much fun. So one, I don't see myself kind of leaving that. Two, I think it's great to help any and all people, right? But I'll tell you, man, there's something about that seems really, really exciting about trying to help first-time home buyers, especially in the market that we're in today.
Yeah, it's challenging. Yeah.
And a lot of those houses, or all houses, prices have gone up a lot, right? And so you think about somebody that's really trying to find their first house, maybe a little bit younger in career life, things of that sort, and that seems super rewarding to go help people experience that moment.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like Compass Mortgage has a lot of options too, and a lot of products,
100%.
a lot of things to help people. So,
Yep.
talking to Skip and yourself, it's something that's a great place to be
Oh,
for
yeah.
all different aspects of people that need help.
Yep.
First-time home
100%.
buyers to affluent clients to people that are. It's nice that you have. Some mortgage companies can't do line of credits, and
Right.
can't. And so you guys have access to all that.
Yep.
And anybody that needs help in that kind of any type of mortgage finance field can come to you guys, which is cool, I think. So
Yeah, and one thing that Compass does that no other company does is they offer a program called Get Committed, which is, it's one thing to get pre-approved, right? But look, you go put an offer in on a house and there's a bunch of offers. Pre-approval probably not going to get you over the
Right.
hump. But through Compass's Get Committed program, if you qualify, you can get fully underwritten. So then you already have the backing of a lender when you go and you make an offer on a home, which ultimately in most cases is better than cash. Cash offers 20% of the time they back out before closing because they found something else. Most of the time your cash offers are your lowest offers. So to be able to go in and say like, I'm fully underwritten, I'm backed by a lender, gives you an advantage in a market that's today a seller's market, gives you an advantage when you go into those circumstances. So it's super cool, great company, great values, truly want to go help people, which is phenomenal.
That's awesome. All right, let's see what kind of Jenga move you got here.
Oh yeah, that's me now. And you do have this thing leaning a little bit.
No, I know.
Oh, that was bad.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to stand.
Wow, it's like really leaning.
It leaned when I put that over there. So maybe
We might have to go lower.
Do you take something out on this side? Does that correct it?
I'm trying.
Sometimes you can take this middle one out.
Nope, we're going right here.
Oh!
First time ever fallen.
Well, hang tight. I have some more questions for you.
No, I have OCD. I'm pretty sure, so I got to pick those up off the floor, so it doesn't drive me crazy.
So I have a few more things I'll hit on. So
yeah,
let's see.
Always a time for a first.
So it's a couple easy questions. So rugby or football?
Rugby.
Okay, easy one. It's interesting. I wasn't sure what you go with on that. Who is your most influential figure in your life?
It really comes down to both my parents.
Back to the same thing we talked about before, yeah?
Yeah, back to the same thing, and not getting into some of the personal stuff that my dad went through, but to see him battle through things that he had to go through and come out a much stronger person and now help people with things that he struggled with, to me, there's just nothing more inspirational to fight through something and then go help give back to people struggling with similar things. Both of them.
Awesome.
Top for sure.
Do you have, well, let's go to this question. Meditation, music, or cocktail? Best way to unwind?
Meditation, music, or cocktail. Well, you don't have exercise in there.
You can do it. You can use that if that's a better way for you to unwind.
Yeah, above all of those, I would pick, just of those three options, I would pick meditation. But a lot of times that meditation is working out or running.
Which can put you in the same state. Yeah.
Or doing my cold plunge. Just don't listen to anything. Just get in, close your eyes, kind of take it all in.
How cold is the cold plunge?
45 degrees.
How long?
6 minutes.
6 minutes. Mm-hmm. I like it.
Every day, as soon as I get up.
I like it. That'll wake you up.
Yep.
Let's see. A couple more. We'll let you roll. I don't know if this is a question, but this is something I wrote down, so we'll just see how it goes. I think you're going to be great in the mortgage business. Let's see. I'm going to have to do it.
Do you want to read through those first? So you can...
No, it doesn't read right, but I'll follow up. So let's just end it with saying, if people want to connect with you, and talk to you about getting a mortgage, line of credit, getting help, what's the best ways for them to contact you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you can email, text, or call, but you know me, I'm super personable. I'd rather people just pick up the phone and call me, or FaceTime me. Then you can see me face to face and we can talk face to face. I would love that. Again, I think it's just super important to have a personal connection to build that trust and make sure people know that you're in their corner. So calling me on my cell phone, 417-619-1312, give me a shout. Is probably the best way, because again, I think it's very important that you're having conversations and that you know that there's a real person on the other line that has your best interest in mind.
Yeah, and just to piggyback that, what I was written down and basically wanted to say is like, I hope you do wonderfully, and I trust you so much, and I know you have a huge heart, and I think you're going to do a great job in the mortgage business. And if anybody does, need help, I know you would be willing to help them. And I hope people give you a shot, and think you'll do great.
Yeah.
So
Thank
good
you.
luck to you, and I'll definitely be in touch, and we'll hopefully we can help you out. I know one of the things we're trying to do is connect similar people that basically when it comes down to it is slowing it down, taking it back to a level of like, we want to connect with people that we like and that we like to work with, that we want to see do well. and people in this area that kind of have the same goals in mind. I mean, I think ultimately what it comes down to is we want to have a good life, get back to our families, spread a lot of love, and the rest of it's just kind of cake, And so, and I know you're the same way, and you want to do that, and so hopefully we can all help each other, and definitely we'll try to help get people your way and help out, and I think you're going to do awesome, man.
Yeah.
And good luck to you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Appreciate you for inviting
and
me.
thanks for taking it easy on me on Jenga.
Yeah, I mean, now you can say officially won at Jenga on one of your podcasts.
That's right.
here.
That's right.
Which
Thanks
is
a
great.
bunch, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Good seeing you.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah.